Sup, y'all? It's Chris here to talk about last night's Mayweather Mosley fight. Just give my thoughts on it and whatnot. First off, yes, I was wrong. I did pick Mosley to win this fight by split decision. Obviously, it wasn't even close, that prediction. No sweat. I thought Shane would be a little more active. Which I mean, anything would have been more active than what he did there after the second round, I suppose. And I just thought he could press Mayweather and give Mayweather problems, but as we saw, that wasn't the case. Mayweather pretty much dominated outside of that second round. Regards to that second round, definitely unexpected. I used to seeing Floyd get hit flush like that, and I used to seeing him actually look visibly, shook, hurt, dazed, buzzed, whatever you want to call it. But unfortunately, Shane couldn't capitalize. It's crazy. He didn't jump all over him like you would think he would. I don't know why that was exactly, but it didn't happen. Credit to Mayweather for surviving. And actually, by the end of that second round, Mayweather seemed to have not only regained composure, but seemed to be, back in his groove, so to speak. Third round, you would think that Mayweather's confidence may be a little bit shook and Mosley might have a lot more after what happened in the second, but yeah, it wasn't the case. Mayweather just came out and pretty much took over. I mean, he did what he wanted. He outboxed Shane that round, and the fight, after the third round of the fight, I mean, you couldn't say it at that time, but in hindsight, it was a formality. Floyd Mayweather dominated Shane Mosley like no one ever has, I don't believe. I know Vernon dominated the hell out of Shane in his first fight, and as did Winky in their first fight. But outside of those matches, no one's ever handled Shane the way that Floyd did last night. So, big credit to Shane or Floyd Mayweather for the big win, for the impressive win. Of course, questions. Of course, Floyd Mayweather fans are going to say he would have done that to Shane Mosley anytime in his career. And Floyd Mayweather detractors, Mosley fans would say, the layoff and the age had something to do with Shane's performance. I think it could be somewhere in the middle, personally. I believe that if Shane Mosley were younger, this would have been a more closer competitive fight? Yes and no. I think Shane would have had more of an output. He looked gassed early in that fight. I was surprised. He really looked fatigued midway through. I mean, he looked discouraged. But the discouragement was coming more so from what Floyd was doing rather than what Shane wasn't doing or wasn't capable of. So that's all credit to Floyd Mayweather. But Shane did look gassed. I mean, he just looked like he had no energy left. I don't know if it was the layoff. HBO commentators were saying maybe overtrained. I don't know. Who knows? We'll probably never know, right? It doesn't really matter. But in a prime Mayweather against prime Mosley, I think it's safe to say that Mayweather would have won regardless. Mosley's had trouble with boxers in the past, and once again, it proved to be the case here. So, regardless of when this may have taken times in their respective careers, I think based on what we saw here, it's hard to doubt that Floyd Mayweather probably would have won, regardless of when they would have fought. So, once again, credit to Floyd Mayweather. And once again, the 24/7 curse / jinx, I've been talking about it as long as I can remember. One-sided fights, HBO 24/7 always does a great build-up of these fights. Always makes it look like either guy can win. It's going to be competitive. But come the night of the fight, it never is. I know someone was telling me, a couple people told me, well, De La Hoya and Mayweather was close. Yeah, it was kind of close. The first 6 rounds or so. But after that, it was all Floyd. It really wasn't that close or that competitive. Not nearly as much as you would have thought it was going to be, that's for sure. So, 24/7 curse. And I did say, in my prediction video, I did pick Shane Mosley, but I did say, if the 24/7 curse struck, and it ended up being a one-sided fight, I figured it would probably be because Mayweather made it one-sided in his favor. So, can't say I'm shocked. Or actually surprised. Although I was surprised that Floyd was able to handle Shane so easily, in all honesty. What's next? Obviously, well, for Shane, first off, I don't know. I mean, he still got the title. I don't know if he should necessarily retire. I mean, he looked great in his last fight before this fight, so should he retire? I don't know. I don't think so. I mean, he's got the title, might as well defend it, you know? I don't know who else in that division really is a heavy favorite against him. I'd still like to see him fight Berto next, so maybe we'll get that fight. I don't know. I would like to see that fight, though. Other than that, not really much else out for them in the else out for Mosley in the division, in all honesty. So I say Berto next or a tune-up, you know. But other than that, you know, had a good career, but I don't think he's gonna call it quits. So no point in talking no Shane retirement just yet for me. As for Floyd, Manny Pacquiao or bust. You know, who's it on? I don't know who it's on to make the fight. I don't really care. I just want to see the fight happen. It should happen. No one wants to see these guys fight anybody else at this point other than one another. So the fight needs to be made. It'll be probably the biggest money-making fight in the history of the sport. And, you know, it will establish who really is the #1 pound-for-pound fighter out there right now and of, you know, I guess you would say of this decade. So really want to see the fight. You know, the HBO announcers, it's so funny, after the Pacquiao-Clottey fight, they're all over Pacquiao, especially Lampley. And then after this fight, he's saying, oh, I think Floyd will beat him. Who do I think would win? Hard to say. I might favor Floyd slightly because he has looked so dominant. I mean, regardless of what you think of the fights against Mosley, is he too old? Marquez too small? Hatton moved up in weight to 147, not his best weight. The fact of the matter is, Floyd pretty much shut these guys out. So, you know, whereas Pacquiao's had problems with guys like Marquez, who's a counterpuncher, which is Floyd the master at. So, I would probably slightly favor Floyd, but we did see Floyd get buzzed by Shane. And we know Pacquiao's got power. I don't know how much power he has at welterweight, but he does have power. And if he was able to hurt Floyd at any time, I think he'd jump on him a lot more so than Shane did. So that's what makes the fight so damn intriguing, because you don't know what's going to happen. But I want to see it. I know everybody else wants to see it out there. You know, so, you know, Naseem Richardson and Shane Mosley, I mentioned it. I thought the good name for this promotion would have been Will May first be May's first? Well, I guess in a way it was. It was May's first. It was May's 41st. As in his 41st win. So it was Floyd Mayweather's first in one aspect, if not quite the way that Naseem Richardson and Shane Mosley expected or intended it to be. Anyways, great performance by Floyd Mayweather. Impressive. Once again, I was wrong on my prediction. No, you know, it is what it is. Can't get him right all the time. And well, I've said it before and I'll say it again. If you did get him right all the time, the sport wouldn't be that exciting. You know, who'd want to watch it if you knew what was going to happen every single time out? Real quick though, man, I gotta address it, man. All these guys that are on here talking about Floyd afterwards, getting real gassed up, and you know they're right about the predictions, and I told you, and you know people go on here. I told you. I'm not trying to brag, but I told you. I'm not trying to put it in your face. Look, it's either it is what it is. If you want to put it in someone's face and brag and say I told you, then say it. Don't turn around and say I'm not trying to say that shit. You know, and I don't know. I just think it's funny that people get so gassed up and so hyped up about Floyd winning, like it has something, you know, you predicted it. Congratulations, you got your prediction right. You know, but unless you're benefiting from it financially, you know, or you're related to Floyd or you're one of his homeboys or something, you know, calm the fuck down. You know, don't let these YouTube commenters and people hating on you, don't let all these people get to you, man. It's not that serious. It's just, you know, it's just people, you know, debating. It's not that big of a deal. Don't let it get you that you get that excited. You know what I'm saying? It's not that serious, in all honesty. It's really not. So I just had to say it, man, because people are really getting carried away. Really getting carried away. Not saying with the Floyd Mayweather hype, you know, well deserved after that fight, but really getting carried away, getting on their own. People are getting on their own tip, if you know what I'm saying, just on based on Floyd's performance, you know. So whatever. And if at all, if you're someone that watches this and gets upset about it, you know, then I'm probably talking about you. That's all I gotta say. So yeah. Anyways, be sure and check out the website, therewillbebloodfightshow.com, leaveitinthering.com. My Twitter if you're interested, links under the videos, as always, in the information part. I'll probably be back later this week to get my Paul Williams, Kermit Cintron video. prediction vid. But until then, y'all, I'm out.